Hello, my name's Emily and I'm a foster carer at the Rabbit Sanctuary. I've been fostering for about a year now, and today I'm going to share with you guys the story of how I became a foster carer and just quickly introduce you. So this one here with the uppies is Simba, and here is Alina. This story is actually about them. But yeah, so it was actually a year ago tomorrow that I rescued Alina and 3 other boys from a park near my house. So these rabbits were being chased by a fox. Someone else managed to catch them. I brought them home. I put them in my spare bathroom. I have another rabbit, another 2 actually, but I had another rabbit at the time, and put them in the bathroom. They had holes to their ears, as you may be able to see in the video. Alina's ear on this side has a bit of a chunk missing. It's slowly growing back over time, but it used to be much bigger. But the boys also had holes like in the middle of their ears. One had a cyst on his back, like an infection, and they all had fleas, which I didn't actually notice for a couple of weeks. And then I contacted Kim from the Rabbit Sanctuary to surrender them. However, unfortunately there were no foster carers available at the time. It was a week after Easter and they were just so busy, which is totally understandable. And I am very thankful because Kim was brilliant and actually let me come on as a foster carer and come on with the rabbits and look after these 4 rabbits, have them de-sex, have all their vet work and go up for adoption, which was great. However, about 2 weeks later, my other rabbit Lola was her first full night together with her husband. I was bonding them. I'd only just adopted him from the Rabbit Sanctuary, and she thumped outside the bathroom door and then jumped on my chest and gave me a head nudge. This was at 3 a.m. and then she did another 3 times. I was thinking, oh no, I'm gonna have to separate them, because it was their first night of being together after being bonded. And then I thought, oh, I'll just open the door, check in on the rabbits. First I opened the spare bathroom door, which is where Alina was. She was the only female. I had separated them just to avoid any pregnancies. However, it was too late because Alina had given birth to 7 babies, which they were very gorgeous. As you can see as well, there'll be many photos and that showing up. But I ended up taking care of the babies until they were adopted. So they were all adopted at 9 weeks, which was great. And in that time I kept the boys for a little bit, but then they ended up going to someone else. The one thing that I found really great through this whole process was the support that I got from Kim and everyone else on the admin team, and even just other foster carers as well who had gone through a similar experience, giving me advice and all their experience they shared, which was great. And then they even, like I said, had the boys taken from me, so I had more space for the babies as they grew a bit. Maybe, I think they would have been about 4 weeks once the boys left me. And so Alina here is actually the mum, and Simba, who you saw before, he's laying over there, not sure if you can see him, but he is one of Alina's sons. So my favourite part of the whole experience was when they were 10 days old. That's when they opened their eyes, because they're born with the eyes shut first. And just when they opened their eyes and saw the world for the first time, I just found that incredible. But what Simba did actually, he crawled over and laid on my legs and just let me pat him for about 40 minutes. And he's done that every day ever since. And in that moment, I knew I had to foster fail him. I had no intention whatsoever of foster failing him, or any of the rabbits. I had no intention of keeping them because I already had my 2 rabbits, but I just had to. And then as time went on, I just fell in love with Alina and decided bonding in a group of 3 is usually quite hard, and I have the space to have 2 sets of bonded pairs, so I decided to foster fail Alina as well and keep them together. And then I have my other 2, so I have my house separated in 3 sections actually. One for these guys, one for my other 2, and then the other for the fosters. But yeah, so then once I were old enough, 2 of the girls had gone to someone, another 2 girls went to someone else. Unfortunately, through the process, we did lose 2 babies. The first one we lost at about 3 weeks old. He or she was the runt of the litter, and you know, that happens. And unfortunately, that is one of the sad sides to fostering, is that we do get rabbits come in who unfortunately don't make it, and it is a bit emotional. You know, you get really caught onto them. Then the other boy, Timon, who passed away not long after he was D6, that was really hard, but at the end of the day, he was born into a warm place. He had shelter, he had food, he did live a happy life. And look, if Alina and the 3 boys were left out in the wild, I don't know if she would have even lasted till she gave birth. So I think that's great. But at the end of the day, I've kept fostering. I actually ended up taking on more babies along the way as well, which was rare. We don't often get babies come in. I mean, the last sort of year there's been more than usual. However, I'm going to keep doing it. I've seen and experienced a lot of things since fostering, and I just want to keep helping the bunnies that are out here. It really does give you that good feeling that you've done something good. And the other thing is, the bond I have with Simba compared to the other rabbits is so different. With Simba, you know, he'll jump up on me, I can even pat his tail without him even really flinching. But the thing is, I would never form a bond with a rabbit like I have with Simba if I hadn't fostered. And I know that by fostering, you get to experience looking after different rabbits. And then if you did want to foster fail, you can sort of wait for the right rabbit and wait till the rabbit chooses you, I think, which is really great. But yeah, with Easter coming up, it's going to be super busy. Unfortunately, stereotypically, people buy rabbits as Easter gifts for their kids, which is really unfortunate, because a lot of the time they end up getting dumped. Just going to give them a bit more hay. Oops, sorry. And then, yeah, because they're getting dumped, we have a lot of surrenders come in, and unfortunately we just don't have enough foster carers for the amount of surrenders that come in. So this time of year is the busiest. So if you do have time on your hands, please do consider fostering. It's really rewarding, like I said, and I am glad that what happened to me did, because it's really changed my life.